In the history of boxing, Iron Mike Tyson, Superman Roy Jones Jr. This is the one we've all been waiting for. One of the most anticipated matchups in the history of boxing. Too many world titles to mention. And they will go at it tomorrow night, live from Los Angeles, California. Tyson on Triller.com.
You know, so we don't know who we are. We get, I guess, to a certain degree of evolution. I never understood my struggle. I was fighting the light. Dark spirit was still fighting the light. That was my struggle. I couldn't get anything done. No one loving me. Not being accepted, being a nobody. Discipline is separating the two. You know, you have to do what you hate to do, but do it like you absolutely love it with vigor. The warrior mentality and the duration of it. So it takes tolls on people. You become the best, you have to almost become fanatical. You know, this is my life, this is all I live for, this is my air, this is everything.
The scale when you're ready, okay, stand still, I'll call the weight, you're done. 220.4.
Awesome. Great job, brother. Great job, brother.
Alright, so you guys are all set.
What is it like making weight again all these years later, Mike?
Took a long time.
What's the hardest part about a training camp at the age of 54?
Just doing the work. Same thing, nothing changes. Fighting is the easy part of it.
Good luck to you Saturday.
Thank you. Jab cross left. Whoa.
The highly anticipated Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. fight is finally here. The former undisputed heavyweight world champion Mike Tyson is returning after 15 years to fight the legend Roy Jones Jr. in an 8-round exhibition fight. Iron Mike was the undisputed world heavyweight champ from 1987 to 1990, becoming the first heavyweight boxer to unify all titles in succession. To this day, Tyson holds the record as the youngest boxer to win a heavyweight world title, having done so at just 20 years old in 1986. Tyson is boxing's most intimidating hard hitter. He won the first 19 fights of his career by knockout, with 12 coming in the first round. After effortlessly climbing to 37-0, Tyson lost his belts to Buster Douglas in one of boxing's biggest upsets. He regained the WBA and WBC belts in 1996 by defeating Frank Bruno and Bruce Seldon. He's one of only 6 boxers to regain a heavyweight championship after losing it. Since his last professional fight in 2005, Tyson has stated that he would come back to boxing for exhibition fights, and the time has finally arrived. Earlier this year, Tyson posted training videos to his Instagram stating simply, Roy Jones Jr. is a boxing icon and former 4-division world champion, having held belts in middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight classes. With 69 career wins, 47 coming by knockouts, Jones Jr. has legendary hand speed and reflexes and is known for his head movement and lethal counter-strikes. With his victory over Reggie Johnson in '99, Jones became the undisputed light heavyweight champion by unifying the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles. He's also the only boxer in history to start his career at light middleweight and win a heavyweight belt, which he did in 2003. He was the first boxer to do this in 106 years and was named Fighter of the Decade for the 90s by the BWAA. Jones Jr.'s pro career lasted from '89 to 2018, which he capped off with a victory via unanimous decision in his final fight. He announced his retirement after that fight and said he would only return to fight UFC's Anderson Silva. When Jones Jr. was approached with the terms to face Tyson, he found the opportunity too good to pass up, stating, "Too hard to resist, too incredible to resist, too much of a blessing to resist." In 2003, Jones Jr. had an opportunity to fight Tyson, but instead decided to fight and beat Antonio Tarver for the WBC light heavyweight title. Jones Jr. thought a Tyson matchup would happen after he won the WBC title, but it never did. Now in 2020, he's finally got the chance. At 54 years old, Tyson has nothing left to prove to anyone other than himself, and he looks as determined and fit as he did in his prime. Roy Jones Jr., now 51, is looking to shock the world with his dream matchup and add to his lengthy list of accomplishments in the ring. Who's your pick to leave Staples Center with the W? Find out live as Mike Tyson takes on Roy Jones Jr. only on pay-per-view.